Gratitude is one of the fairest blossoms which springs from your soul. With this, a very good evening and a warm welcome to all of you to our webinar on Gratitude, a Way of Life, conducted by DigiSaksham. I'm Yazad and I'll be hosting today's webinar. But before I proceed ahead, let me take a brief moment for the introduction of my organization. DigiSaksham is another initiative of SEMS Welfare Foundation and has developed content for over 300 courses in multiple languages, which range from 4 hours to 6 months in various sectors such as IT, BFSI, retail, entrepreneurship, for all the age groups from school children to youths to professionals and senior citizens. DigiSaksham has also conducted more than 100 webinars, 10 FDPs and workshops, 6 international conferences as well. DigiSaksham impacted more than 15,000 plus lives through various webinars, conferences, workshops, and seminars across the globe. The topic gratitude, a way of life, is certainly a very uplifting topic, which leads to the importance of gratitude in one's life. I'm sure all of you must be having a few questions in mind, such as what is gratitude? Why is it really so important? Does it really hold a significance in one's own life? And many more such questions. But I'm sure you'll definitely find out in the end of the session. With this, I'd now like to introduce our guest speaker for the day, Mrs. Bhavika Madaan. She has completed her MA in Counselling Psychology, dealing with overthinking, body imaging, workplace stress, and self esteem, and many other psychological problems for all the age groups, particularly the young adults. If you are experiencing any sort of self dissatisfaction or interpersonal relations, you can surely talk it out with a counseling psychologist like her. She possesses skills like self awareness, empathy, non judgmental attitude, which provides a safe space for the client to vent out their feelings, needs, and challenges. Also, ensuring that the client learns self help techniques and gradually becomes sufficient.
As I said that gratitude is not a topic one can contribute, right? We all know about gratitude, but it would be great if you can put in maybe in chat box, since it's a big number of audience. You can put it in the chat box like what you understand by the word gratitude, or what comes to your mind when you register for this particular webinar. So, what does the word gratitude gives you?
Yes, a few of them are saying that it's a positive emotion, a sense of
Definitely, it's a positive
appreciation,
emotion.
sense of
Shall we
appreciation,
make it a bit? Hello?
uh, to be able to recognize
Yeah.
good things that life gives us.
Absolutely nothing like it. It's a positive emotion. It helps us identify, recognize, value what we have, what we got in form of kindness or resources, or in basically understanding that we are fortunate, whatever we are, wherever place we are in life today, physically, mentally, emotionally, there is some fortune that we are having, and it is no less than a blessing. Being in this human body is no less than a blessing, right? So happy to see such responses. um, when we talk about being in past and when we talk about being in future, it gives us a loop of overthinking, right? A loop of overthinking for the future could be what if thoughts. What if this happened? What if that happened? What if this does not happen? What if that does not happen, right? That is very anxious in nature. बहुत सारी हमारी apprehensions होती हैं regarding life, which are there in our reflected in our what if thoughts. Whereas on the other hand, if our thought is too much oriented to the past, that is, it is around the regret portion. Why this happened? Why this does not happen? Why this happened only with me? Such questions when there are there, then we are saying that we are oriented with some past thinking, and neither of these two is going to make us feel satisfied or feel happy or feel content with the life that we have today. So if you would want to feel the happiness, the contempt, the satisfaction feeling, you have to be grateful. We have already discussed what comes to the people's mind when they hear the word gratitude, right? We have some wonderful responses which makes so much sense and which shows the inclination of why you are here today, why you have joined us. We'll surely be talking about what techniques we can use to practice gratitude by the latest segment of this particular webinar. But before we reach there, let's try and understand the technical term. Like, let's try and understand how the term, the usage came into existence. So the components of gratitude, we all in our own definitions, in our own understanding, we have uh, come up with particular components. This may include appreciation of what one has. A few of you responded that it is a sense of appreciation, appreciating what you have. It's about your family, your partner, your job, your work, whatever life has given you. So, showing a sense of appreciation towards that. Being thankful, being grateful that you got it, right? That's another component. Then returning in the form of kindness. A lot of people talk about giving back to the society. How does this come? Because when they feel a sense of gratitude, they feel like, okay, we have gotten enough from the society, from the environment, from every resource that is around us. Then how they can express their gratitude via action? They can express their gratitude via action by returning that kindness, by returning through their action, by doing something. Maybe if someone who has been working all their life and have earned a lot can contribute back to the environment by building hospitals or schools, right? That is a returning kindness, because they are content with what they have. They do not require materialistic stores. They can help those who are in need, right? Uh, and also another thing comes in here, that you cannot only help people, or you cannot only return kindness with capitalism or with money. You can return kindness with your knowledge as well, right? So maybe you know about some topics which others may not. Why not contribute to the society? Why not make people aware about these things? Thus, here we are, right? And another, last but not the least, another important factor, or like another important component of gratitude would be recognizing value. Just like I said, it's not always about materialistic things. There are things which are important to us beside or beyond their materialistic value, right? Let's imagine one thing, a sunny day. Abhi, I don't know about how, from what parts of India or what part of world you are connected with us, but in I put up in Delhi, and it's very cold these days in Delhi, right? So we are grateful even for a sunny day, right? It's not a very big deal. It's not a very big deal, but we recognize the value of that sunny day in this cold weather, right? Or similarly, we recognize the value of a seat that we may get in metro while we are commuting back to our homes, right? It's not a big deal. It's not fairly a big deal, but finding joy in small things is what we are trying to do. Recognizing value, which is independent of money or monetary terms. So these are the four main important or primary components of gratitude. So this is our understanding, but let's say what terminology is defined in a way. So the word gratitude came from a Latin word which is gratis. It means pleasing or thankful. Much like what we have already discussed, much like what we have discussed in layman understanding, much like what we have covered in the components, right? So now a lot of you have said that it is a feeling. It is a positive feeling. It is a positive emotion. Yes, it is. Here we go again. It is a feeling of appreciation felt by recipient of kindness. If you are giving someone kindness, if you are showing someone love, help, favor, then they are grateful, right? So maybe acts of kindness or sense of generosity, whoever is on the receiving end of it tends to feel a sense of gratitude or tends to feel grateful. Now, gratitude is not only important now. It's not only important today. It has been important since our existence. It has been important since our evolution. So initially, if you would have read a couple of stories, or in your history books, or maybe in your a lot of movies and web series, when we talk about how human beings used to live in tribes, we used to live in forests, we used to live in tribes, हमेशा group में, right? Where does this group or community or sense of togetherness came from? This togetherness has always built upon the gratitude. It holds survival value, it holds relationship attribute. What is all this? We help someone, they help us back. We connect with that. We connect with that sense of gratitude. So gratitude totally helping you in building relationship is not something that we are talking about it today, but it holds a value of thousands years old. So community living, or you have always heard that human beings are social beings. So gratitude here becomes a social component as well, the social trait. So one who's grateful tends to have better interpersonal connections, tend to value their relationships more than others, and one who helps helps whenever they need, right? So initially it might used to hold survival value. Now it is helping us living in a community as a part of a society, right? So that is how gratitude has built over the years. Now, as a piece, not only the evolutionary history, but also our psychology shows that gratitude makes one feel contempt. Okay. So as I said that it holds physiological changes. Gratitude brings in the physiological changes. A lot of brain scan studies have suggested us that a prefrontal cortex, particularly, you know, bring in changes to how we experience a sense of gratitude. And once we are, cultivating a habit of having gratitude or expressing gratitude, thereafter in future, in whenever we encounter similar situations, similar experiences, we tend to experience even more gratefulness. So it heightens our sensitivity. Once we are able to register those thoughts, once we are able to feel grateful, we become more sensitized with the fact that, with the ability to feel grateful time and again. Okay, so we have understood evolutionary history, we have understood the scientific logic or physiology behind the same, right? Now what is stopping us, from being grateful? Agar itna relevant hai or itna it important hai for human beings, for our existence, then why are we not practicing gratitude? What is stopping us from practicing gratitude? Okay. So as I said that there are a couple of things that are stopping us from being grateful. What are these things is what I would want to know from you. But before that, let's understand more holistically what are the advantages of practicing gratitude, right? It boosts our happiness. As I said, just one sunny day during winter season gives us happiness. Maybe one random shower of rain is something that gives us happiness. Something in day-to-day life, just like I said, if a child is being treated with one small cookie, they feel happy. This is not feeding them for their life, but it still brings a smile on their face, right? Maybe having a cup of tea with your partner, or your parent, with your significant other in life, having a cup of tea with them in the evening is a grateful experience. Is something that helps you reduce a sense of negativity in your life, right? So these are the small events, these are the small joys that we are looking for, and when we practice gratitude towards them, when we are heightened in terms of self awareness, we tend to experience a build of resilience in us. We tend to be more hopeful and optimistic for future as well. If one does not have peer support, they do not have a sense of gratitude in their life, they tend to feel depressive at times, right? They tend to feel low moods very often. But someone who practices gratitude would rather have a very optimistic approach towards life. or they would want to succeed in life. They would want to see others succeeding in life. The jealousy or unhappiness, any of those feelings would keep reducing as long as you will be practicing gratitude. इतने सारे फायदे हैं, फिर भी there is something that is stopping us from practicing gratitude. अभी it's even more relevant, and it gets even more important to understand why we are not practicing gratitude, even if it's so being a part of our existence, even if it's physiologically important, even if it has so many advantages, then why are we not practicing it? So the whole materialistic culture or capitalism has told us or is conditioning us towards one thing, that is your possessions. In today's world, everyone is preoccupied with what car do you drive, what does your house looks like, right? What phone do you use? If you do not use a particular brand, if you do not use a particular um, you know uh, if you do not drive a particular type of vehicle, then you are being looked down upon as if someone who does not have any sense of achievement. So our existence or our achievements are being equated with what we own. But is it true? Sorry, I don't believe that it's true. Our possessions are not equal to our happiness, but this is what we have been learning from. Maybe from the school itself, from the parents themselves, from a very young age, we have been told that if you will study, you will get this. If you will do not study, you will get that. Okay, you will land up in a job, then you will earn and get a car, and that is what success looks like. We never tell our children that success may look different for everyone, or possessions are not something that is being equated with success altogether. Thus, it's very important to understand that your possessions, your assets, no matter what property you own, shall not be equated with happiness. Even the glamorous world does have people who are facing issues when it comes to mental health, may also experience depression, are not happy with their life, are not content with their life, right? Then then what's the point of all these things? What's the point of having a lavish bungalow or living in a 1 BHK? As long as you are living your life happily, that's more important. How can we equate the someone driving Porsche with someone who uses a bicycle? Maybe the bicycle person can be more happier than someone who owns a Porsche, right? So the two doesn't go hand in hand. This materialistic culture or the capitalism that we have imbibed, that we have imbibed in our learning, in our conditioning, is giving birth to nothing but unhappiness, or they become the thief of our happiness. They are driving away, they are dragging away our happiness from us, and what they are giving birth to: dissatisfaction, ungratefulness, narcissism, and other kinds of negative feelings. So if we'll be keeping our eyes closed and keep racing, keep participating in the rat race of possessions, assets, or whatever your materialistic culture and capitalism is being teaching you for all these years, you will always be dissatisfied with what you have. So as long as you do not practice gratitude, you will always be dissatisfied, you will always be unhappy. Do we want to see ourselves in that state? For sure, this is not what we want, right? Okay, let's move forward and understand what we can do in daily life, what we can do, um, you know, to practice gratitude. So there are a number of practices that we can do in our daily life to ensure that we feel grateful. Okay, one of them is counting your blessings. Like I said, there are a number of things which you are blessed with. These could be totally intrinsic, but we ignore them, right? Even if you are able to eat, able to have a food on your table, isn't this something to be grateful about? Because a lot of people do not. Even if you are wearing clothes, no matter if it's not Gucci or money, even if it's something that covers your body for you, here we are, a sense of gratitude. It's a blessing that we have it, right? And for celebrating the big and small joys, I think I have been quoting a couple of examples throughout the webinar, that how small things can make us happy. It doesn't have to be a grand party for you to celebrate or to for you to be happy. It can just be, you know, a warm coffee that you may share with your significant other while sitting at your home, and that can also count as a joy in your life. You can be unhappy in a room full of people, and you can be happy with just one person sitting in the room, or just be with yourself, just being with yourself. So it doesn't have to have a different idea of happiness. Determine your own idea of happiness. Identify the big and small joys that you have and enjoy them. Another thing that we very commonly practice when it comes to cognitive behavior therapy, or when it comes to counseling sessions, that is gratitude journaling, right? Now, what does this mean? Gratitude journaling is when you write what makes you happy, or what you are grateful for, what you are thankful for. So there are an n number of practice that can be done under this header. For example, before sleeping every night, maybe writing three things that you are grateful for today is something that helps you have a content sleep, right? And maybe if you would want to start your day with thankfulness, then you may start with, I am so grateful that I wake up today. A lot of people may slept last night but didn't wake up today, right? So we are grateful that we are still alive, and we still have the day in our hand. Let's do something out of this day. So the smallest instance, when you will be self-aware, you know that this is something to be grateful about. Every moment is something to be grateful about. There are a number of journaling practices that you can do. The two of them I have shared with you. Then gratitude prayers. No matter what religion you practice, whether it's Hinduism, whether it's Islam, whether it's Christianity or Buddhism, or any other Sikhism, any other religion in the world. Every religion teaches gratitude prayers. Now they may call it with different names, but what they teach you is to pray, to be thankful, to express gratitude towards God, towards Almighty, towards universe, whosoever you believe is a superior power, expressing your gratitude towards them, offering the prayer that this day went really well. I'm looking forward to the next day. Maybe a night of while you sleep. Or gratitude prayer could be like how we teach children in the school, or the young children, like praying before eating, being grateful that they have a meal on their table. Again, a gratitude prayer could be. So gratitude prayer doesn't have to be defined by any religious practice, but rather uttering your own feelings, or expressing your own feelings of what you have and how content you are, how thankful or how appreciative you are for having that. Then the next thing that we'll be talking about is, like I said, gratitude is something that is fostering our interpersonal relationship for years, for ages now, right? So how can we practice gratitude in our interpersonal relationship? So first thing comes over here is appreciation or non-physical compliments. We have been seeing that when people pass each other's compliment, they say, "Oh, you look good today," right? "You are looking beautiful. You're looking pretty." These are very superficial compliments, right? If you would want to give someone compliments that is deeper, that holds some value to you, then your compliment should be non-physical. For example, with you I can be expressive. With you I can pour my heart out. You are such an active listener. I appreciate that you express your emotions. These are the non-physical compliments, right? We are much more than our physical self. We are much more than what we appear to be. Start appreciating people and their non-physical selves. You will feel more confident about your own non-physical selves. Okay. Another way could be thank you notes. Oh, just imagine how wonderful it will feel if you will have a thank you note on your work desk. Maybe you are out on a lunch break, you were not having a really good day in the beginning, and then when you came back to your workstation, you have a cute sticky note on your laptop or on your desk, which says that, oh, you are doing amazing for this firm, or for me, keep it up. Or I really just one thing, that I thank you for being here, being there for me. Just that one simple line, one thank you note will redefine this other person's mood. And like I said earlier, it is to and fro. The moment they'll need read that thank you note, they are bound to come to you. They are bound to engage with you. They are bound to tell you that how they felt while reading it. So it's not that you are only putting in effort in changing their mood. It is working to and fro. What you give come back to you. What kind of energy flows from you come back to you. So if you are putting a thank you note, you are receiving that back in that expression. And isn't it something that will foster the relationship the two of you share? I am sure it will. Another thing that we can do is a kind deed. Like I said in the beginning also, it is one important factor of one important component of gratitude. Then giving and receiving love is what fosters interpersonal relationship, or how gratitude can work in interpersonal relationship. Giving help and receiving help is always connected. So do kind deeds. It's you can maybe take up underprivileged children and start teaching them. Even if you cannot provide them food or clothes or some money, you can always teach them. For what you know, you do not have to be a PhD to teach them. Even if you have a basic understanding of language, you can help them with that, right? Just the idea of kind deed will help you do well. And last but not the least, again, gratitude letters. This is an extended form of your thank you notes. I think I have explained thank you notes clearly. So imagine if you will sit back today and write a gratitude letter to maybe your mom, who has been doing so much selflessly for you in her life, right? Isn't it something that will make her emotional? Write a gratitude letter for a colleague. You two do not maybe have you do not have to meet them to send this gratitude letter. You can write an email, but write it for your partner, for the smallest thing that they have been doing for the relationship, for the two of you. Write it to your sibling. Express what they mean to you. Being carefree is not cool. Start expressing, start what you feel like, start sharing your thoughts. And that is what is going to foster your interpersonal relationship. That is going to bring positive energy, not only to you, but to your interpersonal relationships, to your family, to your friends, to your life in general, right? There are 8 gratitude practices that I have been able to share with you people, but there are n number of others which we may see some other day when we can connect again. I think this is all from my end. I'll be happy to answer any questions that comes around this thing or any other thing that is related to psychology, mental health. Okay, so Alexandra says, can I still be grateful even if I am having negative feelings? Now, this is very important to understand. One may feel that if they are feeling negative about one area of life, they cannot be grateful. First of all, understand that we are human beings, we are holistic beings, and two feelings, no matter how opposite they may feel, can coexist, right? For example, if you are angry with your father today, right, because of some disagreement that you had with him, does that remove all the gratitude that you had for him for doing so many things for you? No. So gratitude and negative feelings can coexist. Okay, anything can coexist with gratitude, or any two feelings can coexist. There does not have to be a but between them. So usually we quote like, um, I used to be grateful for my partner or my parent, or for my significant other, for my friend, whatever it is. But now I'm angry at them. Why are we quoting this way? Let's try and reframe it. Uh, I am grateful and yet angry, right? Your words, your conversation, your communication with yourself determines a lot of things, because that is shaping your perception, right? So you can be grateful, surely, Alexandra, and at the same time you can be angry, or you can hold any other negative feeling. One does not have to replace the other. It may work in percentage. So today maybe you are 80% grateful and 20% angry. Tomorrow you will be 70% grateful, or maybe 30% sad, right? Could always fluctuate the percentage, but the two can coexist. Let's honor our feelings. Let's accept our feelings, that they let them coexist. What else?
So one of our participant is asking us this question, that how can gratefulness help us through hard times?
Surely gratefulness can help you in hard times. I think in one of the advantages we have understood how having a sense of gratefulness or having appreciation for life in general makes you feel more optimistic. It changes your approach, it changes your attitude towards life. You feel more optimistic, you feel more hopeful. So when you are grateful, what you are looking is, okay, there will be a sunshine at the end of the tunnel, or there is a light in dark. It is just a perspective. So gratitude helps you build that perspective where you can see the sunshine, even in the stormy night, or you hold a belief that, okay, there will be a sunshine tomorrow even if the night is tough today. So gradually, and by practice, with regularly following gratefulness, it tends to change your approach towards life, and will suffice.
Our next question is the difference between attitude and gratitude.
Hmm. So attitude in general is your approach towards life, right? Attitude is something that you can hold your firm beliefs, values towards anything, whereas gratitude is an attitude of thankfulness. I think I'm making sense. An attitude of gratefulness, an attitude of appreciation, an attitude of thankfulness is what we, holistically call as gratitude. Attitude can be anything. Gratitude is just about being thankful and appreciative and all of these things that we have discussed today.
Our next question is it really bad to not be grateful of your current situation if it helps in driving you to strive for a better life?
Hmm. Again, very, very interesting and very mindful question. So a lot of people feel that to have a driving force, to have a sense of movement, to do better, they need to hate their current life. That's not true. That's not true. You can love your current life and at the same time, try to achieve more, try to make it better, try to focus on something else. So even if you, let's say, have a successful career, according to your family members, but you still would want to achieve more, then you can be content with what you have, and at the same time keep practicing what you would want to do. बहुत ही simple example में समझें तो, let's say if you are achieving 60% today, 60% marks you are achieving in your classes, whatever it is. Uh, if we are talking about working adults, then we can consider it in terms of your salary, in terms of your package. If we are talking about students, we can understand it in terms of marks. That is the priority for both the age ranges, right? So if we'll say that you are gaining 60% today, then you can be grateful. At the same time, you can use techniques that can help you achieve 70 tomorrow, 80 going forward, right? So, like I said earlier, the coexistence. Appreciate the coexistence of the two. The two feelings can coexist. Your need to do better, your motivation, your intrinsic drive to do better, at the same time, your gratitude or your gratefulness for what you have in the moment today.
Yeah, we've just got a question from Rachel, which says that is being grateful similar to self love?
Mm, could be a part of it. Okay. So self-love will include a lot of things. Self-love will include you pampering yourself, you prioritizing yourself. Whereas gratitude is not just about self-love, but is it's also bridging your or fostering your interpersonal relationship. So any activity that is helping you to be in a good state of mind, to foster your physical and mental health surely is a part of self love. But at the same time, gratitude is also helping you to connect with other people. So it is fostering your interpersonal relationship as well, being a part of self love and also fostering your interpersonal relationship.
Ma'am, we've just got a last minute question over here. If the people around me makes me feel ungrateful for the things I have done right now, should I continue having their company?
Hmm. This is very subjective question again, Yazid, and whosoever has asked it. So let them do their thing. You do you, right? If I with this particular question, I can totally recall a story that I have read in my childhood. Maybe I think a couple of you would have also read this. People in your life can be ungrateful of their circumstances, but that doesn't have to be you. As long as you know that gratitude or practice of gratitude will make you feel so good, you do not have to do what they are doing. You do not have to travel in the same mode. Distant yourself if you feel they are any which way passing on negative feelings, but they cannot stop you, or nothing can stop you from living your life the way you would want to live. Make yourself the more responsible, the more powerful cause. I think someday in future we can talk about being more powerful and responsible cause of your life. That's a whole different big topic altogether. But for now only, I'll close this question by saying that you do you. Let them do what they want, right? You cannot change them, you cannot regulate them, you cannot control them. What you can do is regulate, control, and practice your healthy habits.
Which says, in which ways does gratitude help us in our career?
In gratitude helping you in see when I said fostering gratitude or how it helps in your interpersonal relationship, I specifically mentioned about colleagues, right? So it doesn't mean that if you're changing a particular workplace, if you're leaving from one place and joining another firm, you do not require to spoil your connections over there. Another thing, if you are being in a firm, if you are being at a workplace, a lot of people come up with low job satisfaction or workplace stress. The major cause of workplace stress or dissatisfaction from their job is due to lack of gratitude. They are unable to appreciate where they are, what they have in terms of colleague, in terms of package, in terms of whatever is being given to them. They are unable to appreciate it. And when you will not be thankful, when you will not be able to be expressive about what you have, सक्सेस की सीढ़ी वैसे भी दूर हो जाएगी, right? So recoding the coexistent point, you can love where you are, you can be absolutely satisfied with where you are and still would want to pursue growth. So keep that in your mind in terms of career, in terms of personal growth. The mantra remains the same, right? You can be content with where you are and still would want to pursue growth. I'm really, Grateful to have such a wonderful audience who takes so much interest in asking questions, understanding what we are discussing. And I am hopeful that you will be practicing, you're taking away something from this particular session, and you will be practicing gratitude at your end in your life in general. Okay.
All right, ma'am. Thank you very, very much for giving us your valuable time. It was an amazing webinar, and I'm definitely sure it has impacted each and every one of us, to learn and how to be grateful in life. And I also extend my heartfelt gratitude to all the participants for being a part of this webinar. And yes, last but not the least, the SEMS group for making it a grand success.